Now, this is actually a man, not Joe. Yeah.
The build has changed quite substantially.
It was, I think it was Stuart Fell, one of the stuntmen. Apparently the ladder was quite slippery and so she couldn't climb it, so they got him dressed up. Well, hello and welcome to the Shallow Proclamation. My name is Paul, and as always, I'm joined by...
Thomas.
And we are watching through all of Classic Who from 1963 onwards. Presumably, if you're joining us, you know that by now. If you are, by chance, joining us for the first time, that is what we're doing. We're trying to watch all of Doctor Who and as much related media as possible. And we're already all the way up into Season 9 now. We're about to dig into the third story of the season, which is called The Sea Devils. We'll come to that in a moment. Just a reminder for people that if you want to chat more about Doctor Who, excuse me there, you can join our Discord server. There's a link for that in the description, and you can come on that for free. We also have a Patreon, and where you can watch the full-length reactions to all of these videos and episodes. So if you'd like to join that, it's very reasonable rates on there and a few little perks for people. So do have a look. Link for that is in the description as well. And as always, do chuck comments about the story down below, because we love to engage with what you guys are thinking about these stories and your memories of them as well. So, Thomas, the Sea Devils. So I did say to you just before we started, is there any chance you'd be able to look at this, get the episode up without seeing the title? But you'd already seen the title.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The Sea Devils. Now, before I say anything about it, Thomas, what are your thoughts coming into this? Because you have seen the Sea Devils in the sense of, not this story, but you've seen Sea Devils in a story.
My introduction to them was, yes, with the 13th Doctor. And so it's safe to say...
Was this Legend of the Sea Devils? Is that what it was called? Was it Legend of the Sea Devils?
Yeah. So... Going into this, I'm quite positive because it can't get any worse.
Yeah. It's fair to say that the Legend of the Sea Devils as a story was absolutely atrocious.
Is that the one that had the famous line, "You're the best person I've ever met"?
Exactly. I mean, that's where that's come from. So, dear me. Yes. Well, that's that. There you go. So, I mean, Your expectations are low, which means hopefully you're not going to be disappointed. Now, for me, this story was one of the stories that was repeated in the early 90s on the BBC that we recorded off the telly in my house. And so I've seen it loads of times. I do have it, I think, on DVD as part of a kind of Sea Devils Silurian box set thing. And I love it. And it's a six-parter.
You love it? Okay.
I really like it, but don't let me sway you.
No, that's just always
have your own
good
opinions.
to know. Yeah.
But yeah, it was broadcast from the 26th of February to the 1st of April 1972, written by Malcolm Hulke and directed by Michael Bryant. And yeah, I mean, I think we'll unpack some bits as we go, I think. I'm looking forward to it. For me, this is sort of quintessential Pertwee kind of stuff, so
okay,
I'm up for this.
So you love this story, Paul, which is good to hear.
Well, I got very fond memories of it,
When you heard that Chibbers was bringing back the Sea Devils, were you excited?
I was very positive about the Sea Devils returning. And I think visually,
yeah,
well, visually they look
good,
great.
Yeah,
but it was very, very poor. So
it was a bad episode. Pevensey Castle. That's near where I live.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it's not too far, is it?
No. I've never actually been.
No, I've never been.
I've driven past it a few times. But...
Now, one thing I really like about this story, Thomas, maybe controversially, I mean, similar to the Silurians, actually, the music.
Oh, okay. Does it make some bold choices?
Well, they were chronically over budget, and so they didn't hire the guy who normally does it. They just got the Radiophonic Workshop to do it all.
Oh, cool.
And so it's got a very distinctive soundtrack, which I quite like, but I'd be interested to know what you think as we go through.
Very synth heavy. Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking over that they're visiting the Master, it said, in prison.
Oh, gosh. Oh, nice. We haven't actually seen the Master for a while, so it'll be good to see him again.
His arrest at the end of the Demons.
Yes. And the Doctor said something like, I'm not finished with him yet, or something.
Yeah. Now, we finally got some more location stuff, because we didn't get any location stuff in Curse of Peladon.
Yeah.
I will say that this is the last... Yes, this is the last story in which Jon Pertwee's Doctor wears his original outfit.
Oh, okay.
So we're not going to see it again after this, I'm afraid.
There'll be a new outfit. Or Pertwee's regenerating.
Yeah, yeah.
I like Joe's outfit there.
Yeah, it's very snazzy.
Stylish, yeah. I really like the fact that they got the boat over and they didn't just use the TARDIS to get to the island.
Yeah, that's true.
The Doctor probably can't control it that precisely yet.
Not really a huge spoiler, but this is one of the few stories that doesn't feature the TARDIS at all. So
interesting. Yes. But the fact that he has the car as well and just doesn't default to the TARDIS as his only way of transport, I kind of like.
Well, I don't know how much control he has over it.
That's
either
true.
At this stage, so.
If he could, he'd just use the TARDIS for everything. But I kind of like to see that in the modern era, like the Doctor using a car or something. I think it'd be quite nice.
Yeah.
You've got to be joking.
I think the Eighth Doctor in the novels had a Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, lovely.
But he could actually drive it into the TARDIS. Like, as like a way of making it get in, you know.
Come in now and then to have a chat. Oh, Trenchard's a very nice man, but his conversation is somewhat limited.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Grant. Goodbye, Doctor. I
It's
sincerely hope we meet again very soon.
it's funny, isn't it? Because there's almost a friendliness between even Joe and the Master. There.
Yes.
The relationship is very different, perhaps, to what we had before.
She was quite keen to get out, though, wasn't she?
That's true.
But yeah, there was something cordial about that.
You get more the sense of the Master and the Doctor being sort of old friends.
Doctor,
Yeah.
Go back a while.
he wanted to come down here and see that he was all right.
Well, he used to be a friend of mine once.
Well, there we go.
Good friend. In fact, you might almost say we were at school together.
How long's he going to be here?
Time Lord
Forever,
School.
I should think.
Something about the aesthetic of this episode I quite like as well. Like these cars, as a kid,
Yeah.
always struck me as just really bizarre.
With no
But, like,
doors.
Yeah, it's like the prison guard thing, I guess. Like they're just for like driving around this little bit of island, you know. It's almost like a golf buggy, isn't it?
Yes.
I hope so.
Oh, he's in on it.
That took him in.
The Navy actually feature quite a lot in this story, and it's often there's a lot of people in this who are actual, I believe, naval soldiers,
Oh,
naval officers.
Back just as soon as I found the doctor.
I believe that the Navy thought it would be good for their reputation to be involved in Doctor Who, and so they actually gave them loads of stuff they could use. I think they waived their royalty fee for appearing in it as well, because they believed that they'd make everything, it'd be such good publicity for them that it was worth doing.
Oh, cool.
So actually a lot of stuff in this is very, there's a lot of kind of military, naval type stuff in there.
It's like British Top Gun.
Yeah. Now, this is good. Right.
Yeah.
What are you watching?
It seems to be a rather interesting extraterrestrial life form.
Only puppets, you know. For children.
Oh,
There's a nice little
Well, here's the...
play on that in, I think, like the Sound of Drums or Last of the Time Lords, when the Master is watching Teletubbies.
Oh, nice.
thank you.
And he kind of says, like, he says something about TV screens in their stomachs. It's like amazing, you know, it's like playing, I think, on this.
Come down
Right.
the way, I suppose.
But also the idea that he doesn't quite understand that it's for children.
Yeah, exactly. He's almost, yeah.
Interesting.
Like, it's so alien to him. Now this is great location stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome. What was it? Some kind of oil rig or something?
It was like an old sea fort.
Right.
which is a real place, and it's now, I think, a hotel.
Oh, wow.
Now, this guy here, in the orange top,
Yeah.
do you remember I said bear Jabba the Hutt in mind?
Oh, yeah.
This is the original Jabba the Hutt.
No way.
Yeah.
He plays Jabba.
You know when he was a human in the original New Hope?
Yes.
And he was the guy who played the human Jabba the Hutt.
Before George Lucas went back and CGI'd the slug over the top.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No way. Because Han says to him, "You're an excellent human being," or something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And you watch it now and you're like, it doesn't look very human to me, but it makes sense in the original. That's incredible.
So because didn't we have a story we watched with Boba Fett in as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, going back a bit now.
As soon as I heard about that charred lifeboat.
Oh, which one was that?
Why?
You've inspected the boat yourself?
Well, of course I have.
You must have noticed
Forget,
the alien nature of those scorching.
It wasn't
His name
Space
now.
Museum, was it?
Oh, I don't know. It might have been. Yeah, it was the Space Museum.
Yes.
Well
Because
done.
was he the one who did the awkward wave at the end?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I'd forgotten about that.
And we ended that episode by just doing that.
Now, this is actually a man, not Joe. Yeah.
The build has changed quite substantially.
It was, I think it was Stuart Fell, one of the stuntmen. Apparently the ladder was quite slippery and so she couldn't climb it, so they got him dressed up. When you know, it just really stands out. But
Yeah, if you hadn't told me, I might have noticed something was a bit weird, but I don't think I would have guessed that. That is so funny. I can almost sense the cliffhanger arriving.
Right, let's find that radio first.
Oh, this is nice. Very good.
you sensed it correctly.
Yeah, you can sometimes tell, can't you? Just the energy's building. You get a glimpse of the monster, but they haven't seen it yet. Then they find a dead person. You're like, hello, it's coming.
Yeah.
Any moment now, he's a coming.
So, what did you make of episode 1 there?
Yeah, a lot going on there, actually. I thought it was nice to have, Doctor and Joe visiting the Master in prison. And at first, everything's in order. But as we might have expected, the Master seems to be up to something. And him watching the kids' TV show was a nice touch, as you said.
Yeah.
He's sort of baffled by it, whereas we'd instantly know what that was. He's like, what is this bizarre alien life form? He seems to be sincere in asking that question. But, and then just... Yeah, I thought it was nicely, as you say, an incredible location, that sea fort. And I thought it was nicely done, the kind of workman on that. And very, very brief glances of the alien. So you don't see much at all in that episode, do you? So it's nicely teased. So keeping the mystery up. But yeah, so I quite enjoyed that. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's great, and I think it really works as well because it's such a contrast to the Curse of Peladon, isn't it? Curse of Peladon is very small, very contained. It's all set-based, whereas this has been, give or take, almost entirely location-based. We've had a few sets, haven't we, like offices and things like that, and the Master's prison and stuff, but it's got back to that sort of Pertwee scale that we expect, where things are bigger than a small studio. But it also is just shot really nicely. You mentioned at the beginning, like that kind of Dutch angle, and then you've got like the shots of them climbing up and down the ladder through the hole.
Yeah.
You know, the shot of the Sea Devil in the darkness with its head just kind of tilting and stuff. And it just shows that, you know, you can, even on like a relatively low budget show, as obviously was at the time, if you put someone in behind the camera who's got an idea of things they want to do with it, you can really make things work, can't you? And be really effective. And I think as well, because it's got such a distinctive soundtrack, that leaps out at you as well. You can't help but be sort of affected by it. And I don't know. I think I'd have to go back and see. Well, we will when we get there on Legend of the Sea Devils. I'm trying to think if they actually used some of that sound effects in that again as well to get that authentic kind of feel. But yeah, I loved it. And the Doctor, when Delgado and Pertwee are talking, they're just magic together.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how much of it. I mean, there's good dialogue, but then I think that's the way they are together is great. And Delgado's master is just a sort of perfect storm, really, isn't he? He's got that sort of suave charm and charisma, whilst also being quite dangerous. So I think it's a really strong start, very strong start to a story. Very enjoyable. So looking forward to diving into more of it soon.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Let us know what you thought of this episode and the story so far in the comments below. Do join our Discord to continue the conversations, and check out our Patreon as well, link in the description, and you can get access to full commentary tracks for these episodes rather than just our highlights that we put on YouTube. But yes, thanks for watching, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.